my friend. Suomi! 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 Suomi!
Máme stupenky, dobrý. Suomi!
Fourth line, number 17, Mark Richardson. Number 24, Josh Teklo. Number 5, Benjamin Davies. Number 16, Samuel Taggen. And number 27, Cole Shudra. Head coach of Team Great Britain is Peter Russell. Assistant coaches Corey Nielsen and Chuck Weber. Let's introduce the lineup for Team Finland. Goalkeepers, number 30, Lassi Lehtinen. Number 33, Emil Lärmi. First line, number 3, Oli Mente. Number 4, Mikko Lehtonen. Number 19, Konsta Helenius. Number 48, Valtteri Puskinen. And number 64, Mikael Granlund. Second line, number 2, Rasmus Visanen. Number 7, Oliver Kaski. Number 13, Jesse Puljujärvi. Number 27, Oliver Kapanen. And number 71, Ahti Oksanen. Third line, number 18, Vili Sarjärvi. Number 50, Juuso Riikola. Number 12, Jere Inala. Number 25, Pekka Jormaka. Number 57, Arttu Hyri. Fourth line, number 38, Veli-Matti Vitosmäki. Please welcome us, Team Finland! And also show their appreciation to Team Great Britain!
It's the first of 3 today in Prague on day 3 of the 2024 World Hockey Championship. Great Britain lost its opener to Canada. Finland lost a shootout to the host Czechs in their opener on Friday night. And there is Konsta Helenius, the youngest player in the tournament, turned 18 yesterday. He'll make his tournament debut for the Finns, ranked in the top 10 for the upcoming National Hockey League draft. The referees are Andres Ansons from Latvia, Mikael Holm from Sweden, the linesman from Slovakia and Sweden. Jukka Jalonen did his final year of his contract as the head coach of the Finnish national team. He's won 4 world championships and the Olympic gold medal in 2022, not to mention a couple of world junior championships. He was inducted to the Finnish Hockey Hall of Fame 13 years ago. And Peter Russell has been the coach of the British national team for 8 years. The first 4 of those years, they were in Division 2B, 3 levels below this. And so the British, buoyed by their performance against Canada, and the Finns somewhat encouraged in the late stages in their loss to Czechia. The British took the lead in the first period against Canada, had a goal disallowed in the first period as well in a 4-2 loss. It's their 4th appearance in the last 5 years in the top division at the World Championship. And for the Finns, where gold medals have been commonplace for them last year, the Finnish finished 7th, lost 4-1 to Canada in the quarterfinal. But for the young Helenius, who did not play in the first game, the big stage, he played in the Finnish Elite League, or the SM Liga, as a 16-year-old 2 years ago. Emil Larmi gets the start in goal for the Finns. 27-year-old plays for Bakra. In the Swedish league, he was a free agent signee by Pittsburgh back in 2019. And Ben Bounds gets the start for Britain, a 33-year-old. Plays for Cardiff in the Elite Ice Hockey League, his 12th year with the national team. And we're underway with the first of the triple header here. Also 3 in Ostrava today at this hour. Slovakia taking on Kazakhstan. Later today, Canada will play Denmark. And we wish a happy Mother's Day to everyone watching back in North America. For those in Britain, their Mother's Day was in March.
I learn something new every day, Gord.
There you go.
I appreciate that.
Terry Puustinen back with it for the Finns. Up for Konsta Helenius. Helenius, who draws in and plays on the top line for the Finns. Here's Helenius back with it. Had a good year in the SM Liga that finished top league, scored 14 goals in 51 games in the top European men's league. Lead pass for Brett Perlini just missed, but icing waved off as Perlini streaks to it. Peter Russell felt that the game that Great Britain played against Canada might have been their best since he took over as their men's national team coach 8 years ago.
What matters to Great Britain is how they play without the puck, because they know they won't have it that much.
Right.
How well they can defend.
Finns beat them 6-0 in 2022. The Finnish team went on to win the gold medal, part of the golden double for Finland that year. They won World Championship and Olympic gold, joining Sweden in 2006 as the 2 most recent teams to do that.
Different kind of perspective. So Great Britain, even though they lost their first game, it felt great that it was so close against Canada. They scored a couple goals. They had one that was called back. So even though they didn't get the result, they get the confidence from it. For Finland, they know what it's all about. Right. Zero tie against Czechia, they're not going to get stressed about it. They're going to play a whole bunch of tight games as this tournament goes along, and they just trust they'll be able to win the ones that matter.
And with the veteran hand of Jukka Jalonen behind their bench, they will not panic in the early stages. Jalonen used the coach's challenge to wipe a Czech goal off the board in the first game. Great Britain survived relegation in 2019, beating France in overtime on a goal by Ben Davies. There was no tournament in 2020 and no relegation in 2021, but they would have survived anyway. They were 14th in 2021. They were relegated in 2022 and won the Division 1A tournament last year. So Järvi in, shoots, and that's gloved by Bounds.
So Järvi gets the first shot on net in the game, and Ben Bounds gets the start for Great Britain after a pretty inspired effort by Jackson Whistle against Canada. It was really solid.
Tough schedule for the British. They open with
Canada, Finland, Switzerland, Denmark, Czechia.
And back-to-back against the teams ranked first and second in the IIHF men's rankings.
I'd say, you know what? Their games that matter most are the final two, so give us the rest for those.
Norway and Austria are their last two games. That long shoot in by Davies is handled by Larmy. It was Davies who scored the overtime winner for the British in Kosice in 2019 that set up a celebration that required the arena staff to actually kick them out of the building. And it spilled into the streets for hours afterwards. Local Slovaks were on their balconies cheering on the British as they walked out of the building.
They were the fan favorites that year.
And they walked out of the rink. The British walked off the ice. The Canadians were getting set to play their next game, and the Canadian players were all congratulating them. There are 5 Canadian-born players on this British team. There's O'Connor with a pass. Ben O'Connor scored a spectacular goal against Canada. It is still being talked about.
Still smiling. Still surprising himself.
So there are people, Mike, who would look at Great Britain in terms of, not being near the powers of this tournament. But for them to compete at this level, think about where they were just 6 years ago. 3 levels below this.
They would have been ranked somewhere in the 40s or 50s in the world. Now they're up to 20.
In the top division, playing against the best players in the world, playing against Connor Bedard and NHL stars.
Their pro league is getting more stable.
Yeah.
More well run.
The British champion from the Elite Ice Hockey League plays in the Champions League. Powerhouse teams in that league are Belfast, Sheffield, won the treble this year.
But if you think about the journey that Germany was on, now they're way further ahead, but that's what Germany was like. They were getting blown out, but in this top division, now they've grown, and now they think they can win and maybe challenge for a medal. So every time you play against a top-ranked team like Finland, you have something to learn. And talk about being put in a position to succeed. This is what you do if you're a coach, right? And a young player is an offensive guy. You don't put him on the 4th line and play him 10 minutes.
Right.
Castellanius gets the call in today's game. He's first-line center, playing with Granlund and Puistinen, a couple NHLers.
Had a just okay World Junior Championship for the Finns. But again, for draft-eligible players to make an impact in that tournament is very rare. There's a long point shot taken by Sam Jones, deflected away. And now Liam Kirk with a shot at the outside of the post. And Kirk, who opened the scoring against Canada, gets an early chance here.
He scored one that was called back.
Yeah.
Scored one that counted to open the goal.
And he called the second one. He decisively pointed to the goal that he had scored it as icing is called against Great Britain. We mentioned for Elenius, it's rare for a draft-eligible player to make an impact at the World Junior. Unfortunately, Connor Bedard and then pitcher Macklin Celebrini kind of blew that out of the water for Canada. Liam Kirk, the first British born and trained player to be drafted by an NHL team. He was a 7th-round pick of Arizona in 2018. Spent a couple of years in Tucson in the American League after playing for Peterborough in the OHL. Suffered a season-ending knee injury that really derailed him. And played this year for Litvinov here in Czechia. That puck bounces into the British bench.
Your head up on the bench, that's about the 5th puck that's gone into the benches in the first 4 minutes.
You saw.
There he is, still smiling.
Yeah.
That O'Connor.
And he was talking before the game about just the excitement of playing here and how much this means to these players. And that's what's misunderstood. Look, they're going to be getting wrong into some scores here by the end of this thing. But this is a huge step for British hockey.
Mentioning how he felt that the Brits showed they belong.
Right.
By playing so closely against Canada. And yeah, every little step is a positive one in the right direction. And just thinking here, noon local. It's an early start for a turnaround going back to back.
Yeah.
You know, being a little bit groggy physically as well as sort of mentally and emotionally.
Never mind the players. It's an early start for these fans, and they got a very early start today. Captain works in. Jesse Puljujärvi, he shoots. And Puljujärvi was once in the shoes of Helenius. He was the youngest player in the Finnish top league as a 16-year-old. Paski plays it ahead for Arttu Hyring, and that crazy bounce had to be handled carefully by Ben Bounds.
Bounds watching the Super Bowl come towards him. And Bounds, goalie for Cardiff, plays for his head coach of the National League, Peter Russell, also the coach of Cardiff. So there'll be familiarity there.
Lots of coaches in professional hockey, international hockey, are very closed. They're very careful what they say, keep their cards carefully concealed. Not Peter Russell. He's an open book.
Which is great. He's not saying anything that's unknown, but he's not afraid to tell it how it is.
Challenged the Canadian goal, kind of gave it the what the heck shrug. You're in with a shot. Bounds turns that away. Another bouncing puck moves back in front. Bounds has that.
And for Finland, we know their patience, their poise, and their experience. The success they've had the last half-decade. The first game, you're okay with it being 0-0. It was tight, it was emotional, it was defensive. At some point, you're going to want to assert some offensive flair against Great Britain. You don't want this one to go slogging along for a period and a half.
Right. No Marco Antila this year for the Finns, who's been there.
Missed the giant, the ice giant, or whatever his nickname was.
Brook. Mainstay of the last few years, and a folk hero in Finland. That's picked up by Pakarinen. Plays that back to the point. That's shot wide by Vitasmaki. Picked up by Lane and Ben Lake, rather. And Ben Lake plays at the center ice. Lake, a native of Calgary, plays for Belfast. And elite ice hockey. We mentioned the treble won by Sheffield. That's the regular season, the playoffs, and the League Cup, which is the year-long competition for teams at all levels.
And despite the treble, not well represented on this roster.
No, it's only a couple of players from Sheffield are on this team. Now brought up by Granlund. And Granlund straightened up there by Nathaniel Halbert. Now brought back the other way, rink-wide pass for Halbert, kicks that ahead. Halbert, long experience in North America, 3 years in the Quebec League, played for McGill University for 4 years and a year with Laval in the American Hockey League. Nico Laitinen plays that in, move back to the point for Olli Mata. Back for Granlund. Cal Granlund. Back for Lettinen. Lettinen shoots, that's tipped wide by Helenius standing in front. And Nathaniel Halbert plays it to the line and out. Here's Granlund winding in. That's taken away by Lakovitz, moving in for Kurt with a quick shot that goes high and wide. And Helenius back the other way. 3-on-2 for Finland if they hurry. Helenius. Rink wide pass. Rakowski with a shot. Bounds. A blocker save on that. Helenius has that stripped away by Lakovitz. The puck bounced off his helmet. Drops back down and brought back up by Cole Shudra. His dad Ron was drafted by the Edmonton Oilers. Played 10 games for them. Like a number of these British players, Canadian dads who wound up playing there later in their careers. Brett Perlini's dad, Fred, became a British hockey legend with Guildford.
Still chuckle at Perlini's father's stat lines for some of those years in the early 90s with 210 points in 35 games.
Imagine how upset he was at the end of a shift where he didn't get a point.
He averaged more than a hat trick per night.
Juuso Riikola. ahead for Inola. Big line for Jormaka. And Dowd moved him off the puck. But as you talked about, the key for Great Britain is, can they keep you to the outside? Can they limit the
staying organized,
grade A
really.
chances? Sarajärvi has to slide that back. Down, picked it off. And O'Connor lifts it back down to the finish zone.
The hybrid swarm, as Peter Russell called it.
Yeah, so what does that mean exactly?
On their own ends, not going to play man-to-man. They're not going to play zone. They're going to try to outnumber Finland around the puck. They have 2, you get 3. They got 3, you get 4.
Long point shot at the outside of the goal by Jesper Matala. Now Vedasmäki with a hard shot. Bounds, knocks that away, and it's plugged down by Johnny Curran. We have Niagara Falls, Ontario. Curran played at Niagara University. Ices the puck there, and the face-off back down to the British zone.
And for the underdogs in this tournament, Great Britain or whoever, getting through the first 10 minutes, getting your bearings in the game, having some offensive chances, making a couple plays is important. You don't feel like you're getting overwhelmed right off the start. And 9 minutes in, I feel like Great Britain would have accomplished that so far.
Yeah. Mikko Lehtinen plays it back around for Granlund. Britain will play Czechia next Saturday and get the full earful of these Czech fans. Another big crowd here today. The host team is not playing today.
I tell you what, attendance has been spectacular so far in this tournament.
There's been 4,000 Finns here this weekend that have made the trip. There would have been more, but they couldn't get many tickets for the game Friday night against the Czechs. There'll be more next weekend. And one of the advantages of holding the tournament here is that so many countries are close by. You think about the other pool in Ostrava. Poland, Latvia, Slovakia, all very close by. Shots are 5-2 Finland, scoreless first period. The Finns have had results in the past where they've blown teams out 2-0.
Right.
The other trick for Britain will be to stay out of the penalty box.
Which can be a challenge when you spend a lot of the game defending.
That lead pass by Evan Mosey missed, and the face-off back down to their zone. So ideally for Britain, what they'd like to do is get a result against one of the really higher ranked teams. Get an overtime loss, a shootout loss against someone ranked above them. Then you go to the game against Norway and Austria.
And you can win one of those, and if they chop it up 3 ways, you're through.
Yeah. If they can find a way to take somebody to extra time.
That's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
I mean, and they know that. I mean, yes, it was 4-2 against Canada. Had Canada needed more, they probably would have found it.
Off the face-off, played back across. Inola has that shot blocked by Evan Mosey. Mosey, native of Downers Grove, Illinois, the Chicago suburb that gave us the Granado family. Inola plays it back across. That's cued wide by Huru. Now pushed ahead by Robert Dowd. Inola plays it across. A long shot lob towards the goal, bouncing back in front, still sitting there. Inola couldn't reach it. Picked up by Pekka Jormaka. Takes the return pass and winds across. Feeds it back in front, it trickles down to bounds. And he'll hang on to that. No score here in the first period at the 2024 World Hockey Championship in Prague.
Those t-shirts are just for you, so who wants to have these great red official merchandise?
Back here in Prague, no score in the first period between Finland and Great Britain. Also in Ostrava, no score between Slovakia and Kazakhstan in the early going there. Some wild games there yesterday. Latvia and Poland. Poland led 3 separate times, then came back to tie it late, forced overtime before Latvia finally won it.
Talked about trying to get a point off one of the big dogs.
Yep.
There it is for Poland.
Here's Matila off the face-off win. Plays it back in, and a quick shot by Pakarinen, turned away by Bound. Jordan back to Matla, long shot floats wide. Played rink wide by Kirk, and O'Connor trying to find Kirk, that was knocked down with a high stick by Pakarinen.
Finland a little bit better in the offensive zone there, just a little more pace to their game, and they can just add more body movement quicker.
You made the point they were one and done a lot against Czechia.
A lot of that goes to the defense and doing a good job boxing out and battling, but anytime you can sustain that second and third puck retrieval, then the offense gets much easier to create.
Now burst by Helenius. Consta Helenius trying to feed that across. The pass was broken up by Halbert. Back the other way. Comes Lake. Looks back in front for Dowd. That just missed. Now picked out by Kate Nielsen. Born in Britain, grew up in Lafayette, Louisiana. Plays at Alaska Fairbanks, or did last year, now going to Michigan Tech. Lakeinen throws that towards the goal. That's kicked out by Bounds. Ollie Mata goes back, being shadowed there by Ollie Betteridge, who grew up playing in Nottingham, plays for the Nottingham Panthers. His nickname has to be the Sheriff, doesn't it? I mean, he grew up in Nottingham, plays there.
Somewhere Shane Knighty is saying he wants copyright approval.
Puljujarvi pops that back. Oxenden with a shot there. Oxenden did not play in the opener against Czechia. Saku Meinalainen not playing for Finland today. He was injured late in that game against Czechia.
Crashed into Radko Gudas and fell awkwardly in the boards. But he had a shoulder discomfort.
Here's Puljujarvi. Centers it, got by everyone, went wide. Drew plays it back at the point. That's fired wide by Riikola. Koski looks down to Puljujarvi. And Jesse Puljujarvi bumped there by Josh Batch. And moved ahead quickly by Samuel Duggan. Duggan gains center ice and lobs that down on Larmy. Larmy with a save percentage of .918 last year in the World Junior. That's usually for World Championships. Pretty good usually, but not for the Finns. It's one of the lowest save percentages they've had from their starter in the last decade.
It's a high bar. Yes. Trying to get over. Finns have found goalies to have great performances in this tournament year after year, even if they're not NHL stars.
Harry Satri was great for them at the Olympics.
Pretty good shutout and a loss last game.
Yes. David Phillips banks out a hit for Kirk, who chips it back down to the finish zone. Jesper Matila takes the return pass, looks for Hannes Bjornanen. Taken away by Halbert. Now stolen back by Juha Jaska. He couldn't work it free. And Lake chips it back to center ice. Now it's picked free by Dowd. Dowd spins that back for Halbert. Crossy goes for Jones with a long shot. Steered away by Larmy. Here's Dowd back on it, centers it. And Mata knocks that down and feeds it back down to the British zone. I mentioned during the game against Canada that this is one of the few sports where Great Britain competes. As Puustinen works in, shoots, and Bounds makes the stop on that. Normally it's England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, but here it's Great Britain, scoreless with Finland.
Building up into the official league that locally give you a taste. Try it with us also with our virtual mirror. With a great smile, be it lipstick or your truly face. Choose your colors as sea lion. And now it's time to show yourselves. Hello. Just once a minute.
.5:16 to go here in the opening period. No score between Finland and Great Britain.
Most dangerous Finn probably has been Hellenius.
Yeah.
He's been on the puck, made a couple odd man rushes.
Martin Pospisil has scored for Slovakia. And Ostrava, a 1-0 lead for the Slovaks on Kazakhstan. British sent it down again, but this time icing waved off. As Mikko Leightonen's back to pick it up. 4-time gold medalist for Finland at the World Junior, the World Championship, and the Olympics. Ollie Bettridge pokes at that. Wants work free. Brought up by Josh Tetlow.
He's in.
He passed. And a hard shot taken there by Lakovic. Turned away in tight by Larmy.
Larmy wants no part of a whistle.
I know.
That was aggressive to a defender who wasn't even that open.
Pretty significant core this British team has played for the last 7-8 years, so back to Division 1B. As we mentioned, is 2 below the top level.
Imagine
and
this
tough to get out of.
The tournament experience at 1B compared to what they're seeing this weekend.
Now back to the point. Kasky feeds that back, and a long point shot by Reeson and deflected away. Now Batch back with it. Yarvi bumped there by Batch. Now the bouncing puck goes back to Kasky. He shoots, score! Deflected in front by Oliver Kapanen, and the Finns take a 1-0 lead. His first goal in his first appearance at the World Championship. We think that Kapanen will get this.
Certainly celebrated like he did as Kasky wristed it in. Great Britain had the puck a couple times on their stick below their goal line. There's Mosey, pokes it away, and absolutely, that's a nice tip by Kapanen. And a couple mishandles, getting Finland the puck back. That puck is going well wide. Kapanen drags it back into the net. So Oliver Kapanen.
Yeah, the nephew of Sammy.
Very familiar name, cousin of Kasperi. Opens the scoring, and that will Finland's first goal in the tournament, for that matter.
Kapanen's grandfather is a member of the Finnish Hockey Hall of Fame, Hanu, a Finnish legend. And Jormika plays it back in.
Goal for Team Finland, scored by number 27, Oliver Kapanen.
Played along the boards by Sara Järvi. Here's Kirk back to pick it up. Liam Kirk winds through center ice, feeds that ahead for Johnny Curran with a long shot. Larmy steers that away. Back on it is Kirk. Salini trying to knock it down, and Ricola took that away. And back to pick it up is O'Connor. Shots 9-4 in favor of Finland, and regardless of the opponent, you've got to think, Mike, that it feels good to put a puck in the net.
Just to see one go in from anybody. Absolutely. Let alone relieve some of the pressure of a tie game against a team that you feel you are supposed to beat handily.
Juha Jaska flips that back to center ice, knocked away by Halbert. This is Lake back with it. He got tied up there by Jaska.
You should not take the second one, because Jaska had touched the puck before he was tripped.
They're going to call Jaska for the hold and then Lake
I don't like it one
for
bit.
the trip. Offsetting minor penalties here late in the first period. The Bruce don't like it because Jaska hauled down Lake, who then tripped him.
As Jaska was touching the puck.
Right.
Now, offsetting minors is still 5-on-5.
Number Team Great Britain, number 91, 2 minutes for tripping.
Yeah, and Peter Russell's had a word or two about that during the television timeout. So it remains 5-on-5. They don't play 4-on-4 anymore on offsetting minors in the IIHF rules.
Probably helps Great Britain, though. They don't want to be 4-on-4.
I think that's one of the reasons they changed the rule. Was that, don't forget, these rules apply to every division.
Twisting the helmet off, you got to go off. You can't put it back on. We learned that yesterday with Radko Gudas.
Yeah. Granlund feeds it across to Lehtinen. Back down to Mata with a sharp angle shot. Pounds makes the save on that. And speaking of the helmet rule, a Finnish player lost his helmet, had to head right off. That was Puustinen. Lehtinen back with it. Here is Jesse Puljujärvi. Split this year between Pittsburgh and their American League affiliate Wilkes-Barre.
After having some pretty extensive surgery to get his hip straightened away.
Yeah. That's Kirk knocking it back down to the Finnish zone as Lehtinen goes back to pick it up.
He's got his general manager, Kyle Dubas, sitting about 10 feet away from us.
Yeah.
They're working with Team Canada.
Minute and a half to go here in the opening period. Oliver Koski back across to Rasmus Riisanen. Here's Puljujärvi in, shoots, Bounds juggles that, but is able to hang on.
Good save and rebound control as Kapanen feeling good after scoring a goal. You got to look at it. What's impressive is that this is a very hard wrister. To battle for position with Mosey and track down the puck from a pretty close range.
Right.
It's a good hand-eye from Kapanen.
Kapanen's a second-round pick of Montreal in 2021. Played the World Junior in 2022 and 23 for the Finns. There's Koski, a long shot that was blocked in front, picked out by Cade Nielsen. Nielsen flips that ahead. Trying to work it free and chips that back to the corner. Now Nielsen back on it. At the point, played back in by O'Connor.
1 minute left in the first period.
Riisanen. Back for Schudra, who flips it back in. Final minute now, the opening period. Stepping up with O'Connor to keep that alive. Throws that towards the goal, but it goes wide. Nielsen plays it back around. O'Connor steps up again. Picked up by Riisanen. Up he goes for Koski. There's Riikola back with it as time winds down here in the period. Across he goes to Puljujärvi. Riikola flips that by Petric. Jones, that bottle up for a moment, plays it back ahead. The puck moved up by Critchlow, but Petric couldn't quite reach it. Puljujärvi has a quick look at the clock. The Finns will be content to move ahead slowly, though. Hila comes winding in. Couldn't get a shot away at the horn.
He almost caught Great Britain thinking they were going to run out the clock. Going on a dash.
Oliver Kapanen has his first goal with the Finnish senior national team, and Finland a 1-0 lead after one period here in Prague.
Well, we've seen the first Finnish goal of the tournament. The IIHF Basketball Championship in Prague, and Finland is in the lead 1-2. And once again, I need and I must mention one flag. Once again, we see a totally packed arena. You are making the possible, you're breaking the record attendance possible. So thank you so much for that. Enjoy the international. We do have a program ready for you. What's the major facts? Team in the state of the league, 1-0. NXT, Great Britain here. Are these stats of the first year?
Společné vítězství. Coca-Cola, oficiální partner mistrovství světa IIHF v ledním hokeji 2024. Zastav se do oficiální Coca-Cola fanzóny. Typni si počet gólů, které padnou na mistrovství světa IIHF. IIHF letní hokej 2024. Zapoj se do soutěže a podpoř lokální parahokej.
Choose your colors as you like.
Let's go, stick down there, let's go. Easy boys, easy boys. Good job. No, play, good job, play.
Can we just watch those sticks? You know what I mean? The interference?
Yeah, I will, yeah, of course. Hey, Gaska! Really close to interference from the last shift. You have to be more aware when those really close there. Call there for interference in the last shift. Be aware.
Both of you. For you it's a straight. Both of you.
Face off. Yep. Last one. Yep. Interference a little bit. I can't get to my D-man, you know? He's like grabbing. Yep, we watch it.
Well, to be honest, I think it's only possible in our country to see at Arena Sunday afternoon. It's Mother's Day. And there are families here celebrating the families and the mothers for the game in Finland, Great Britain. A great atmosphere. And I know that Stan was a host in Australia, in the Australia Arena. So he was watching the Slovakian games, games in Kazakhstan, a first game in Poland in Australia. So if you compare the two arenas, how is it?
So the Ostra Arena is a little older and not so comfortable compared to Prague Arena, but the atmosphere there, maybe because of the old style arena, is amazing. And I definitely would recommend to all of you, if you have time, go to Ostrava, enjoy them every game as possible. Maybe if it will game Poland and Slovakia, it will be stunning.
Well, I'm worried if it's only weekend, just tomorrow is Monday, it's a regular day, if the British fans and the Finnish fans will stay here, but we would love you to stay and celebrate sport and celebrate hockey here in 2024 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. Dámy a pánové, myslím si, že to je možné jenom v Česku vidět zcela zaplněnou arénu. V neděli, lehce popolední, když jedeme matek, je to skvělý. Jednou za těch 10 let ukázat světu, že my, co my země, jsme naprosto ideální hostitelskou zemí. Zdeněk Velvoda v Ostravě viděl zápasy Slováků, zápasy Polska a vidět, že obě dvě krajská města žijí hokej tak, jak jsme si všichni přáli. Co říkáš finským fanouškům? What do you think about the Finnish fans? It's your first gathering with them. I was with them already on Friday and they were amazing.
I'm pretty much happy that they finally have seen the first goal of Finland, because I'm right, it was about 60 or more than 80 minutes, their Finnish team wasn't able to score a goal. So it was the first celebration of Finnish goal, am I right?
Yes, you're right, and it was 65 minutes on Friday, and almost a whole period, like now they're back on the track and we will see, but do not ever underestimate Team Great Britain. They were great yesterday against Canada, but in Canadian jersey, there was Connor Bedard that scored 2 goals, and it was 4-2 of the final hole.
But because Canada is part of the Commonwealth, it's easy that they won.
Be in this Silicon Agri. We'll be more than happy if you share your memories, your photos online. You can use the simple hashtag Men's Worlds and share your photos, share your messages, share your experience with Prague and Melodrama. And we see it's our friend Leos and his daughter, I believe, it's Alex. And this is obviously Dominic Kubalik, who seemed injured yesterday during the game with Norway, but he is white in calling abuse. Budeme rádi, když budeme sdílet zážitky z mistrovství se na IAB hokej, jednoduchý hashtag IAB dnes.
Dneska bychom ten hashtag mohli upravit na Mother's Worlds, ale už to necháme. Sdílejte své zážitky s hashtagem Men's Worlds a těšíme se na ty nejlepší. Seba se umíte na kostce.
Ano, je to tak, tady vidíme ty zážitky Kanada, Česko, Finsko, jsme rádi, že opravdu ukazujeme světu, jak neskutečně to v celém Česku žije. Jsme hokejovým národem a i tu zase máme možnost to dokázat. Za chvíli startuje druhá třetina. Dočkáme se Brany Zdenku.
Dočkáme se Brany Zdenku.
Máte se na co těšit, za chvíli pokračujete. And we also follow the results in Australia, in the Australia Arena at the 2024 IIHF World Championship. And as you see, Team Slovakia is in the lead 3-0 in a game with Kazakhstan. Congratulations, our brothers. There is one dream that we still keep. It never happened to have a game Czechia and Slovakia here at the IIHF World Championship when it's hosted by Czechia. So we will see. But now, back to game Finland with Great Britain. Let's
Still leg hurt. Keep working. Keep throwing that big body of yours around, right? You're a good man. You're a good man. Yeah, I will. What's up, sir?
And now it's time to welcome Team Finland. And also, please welcome back on the ice, Team Great Britain.
Finland a 1-0 lead after one period here in Prague. Great Britain did trail Canada 2-1, had a power play and some chances to tie that game. The Brits pretty encouraged by that performance against the Canadians yesterday. And Emil Larmi, the 27-year-old who plays in Sweden for Vakro, faced just 5 shots in the opening period. And meantime, at the other end, Ben Bounds busier, 1 goal on 11 shots against. He is one of 10 members of this British team who has played in their last 3 appearances in the top division, 2019, 2021, and 22. There was no tournament held in 2020. And the team start the second period at 5-on-5 in Ostrava at this hour. Slovakia leading Kazakhstan 3-0. The building will be full of Slovaks who are not far away. That lead pass, missing Kate Nielsen, icing called against Great Britain.
So Finland gets their goal. It's the lead. Miko Lehtinen. He's been a good player internationally.
World Junior Championship in 2014, World Champion in 2019 and 2022, Olympic Champion in 22.
He came over to the NHL after some really big performances internationally, and the thought would be he probably would thrive, but didn't quite find it.
He played a little bit for Toronto and Columbus.
Yeah, he's got the puck skills. It's, the foot speed would be maybe the question in the NHL, a different, less patient game.
He had another to his trophy case this year, won a Swiss League championship with Zurich, coached by Mark Crawford.
Good career. What a good career. And,
you know, for North Americans who might not be used to, you know, the national team concept, to win for your national team in these countries makes you a legend.
Yeah, I think the NHL's got more global.
Yeah.
So you might ask some 21, 22-year-old Finnish players what's the most important thing for them. And some might say the Stanley Cup, but a whole bunch would say the World Championship or the Olympics and representing their country. So it is the pinnacle for many.
Yeah. As Kasky, a shot that deflects wide. And Kapanen, the Finnish goal scorer, try to play that ahead. That goes into the British bench. Finland, by the way, was named the world's happiest country for the 7th year in a row.
Really?
Yes. Polling of people in different countries. And the
this guy right here tilts the scales because he's always got a smile on him. Yes, he Puljärvi. Spent some time in Finland over the years.
Yeah. We saw some very happy Finns around 9 o'clock this morning on our way to the rink.
They got their hard rock music and
a quick shot off the face-off, and Kathy Oxenden turned away. Oxenden fires again, that goes wide. Oxenden played 4 years at Boston University, won a national championship there. Drops it back to Risanen. Back to Oxenden. Risanen. Defenseman in deep, drops it back to Oxenden. Now Kasky, a long shot, score!
It's exact same.
That might be Puljärvi got the tip on that.
It's the exact same as the first goal. They get him running around, get the puck to Kasky. He wires a heavy slapper, and Puljärvi's checking to still see if his stick is in one piece as he's surveying the damage done to the blade. A second tip goal past bounds. No chance for the Great Britain goalie. But Riisanen activates. That gets a little confusion. Here's the one-timer. And perfect look at it right there. Oh, my goodness. Double stack. Got Kapanen screening.
Yeah.
Puljujarvi off the side with a good, clean look at it. And there's a busted coverage with a swarm. If you're able to break it, the chasing goes and someone becomes open.
So Puljujarvi, playing in the World Championship for the first time since 2017, has his first point. He did not record a point that year in 8 games for Finland.
Very good hand-eye. Another heavy shot from Kaski. Maybe they like his kind of heat.
Finland scored by number 13. Yes,
Well, it doesn't matter where you're playing these days. If you struggle scoring, the formula is pretty similar. Get some pucks towards the goal and get some sticks on it.
It's amazing. All you have to have is skill to touch it. There's no confidence there. There's no, I gotta make a good play here. I'm just swinging at it. If I touch it, I got a shot. And a shot to the middle of the net is the perfect height as you watch Puljujarvi slide and move to the side of the net. Because the goaltender has to commit his center body to get the puck. And you can tip it up or down.
And
but
Finland,
down is the easier tip. And it finds holes.
And Finland now an even happier country. Up 2-0. There's a quick shot fired wide by Dow. Jones a long drive that was blocked in front. Knocked ahead by Artuhuru. Pakarinen winds in. Dow took that away, and a lead pass goes to Ben Lake. In comes Lake with a step. He pivots back, drops that back. That pass misfired from Nielsen. Brought back by Jaska. Feeds it back in front. What a save by Bounds on Pakarinen. He was taken down there by Ben Lake. And Pakarinen slow to get to his feet.
I don't think there was a call being made. I think they just blew it down as the player crashed to the boards. Pakarinen trying to get there, and Lake on the back check. And that's a great save by Bounds. Billy Ranford smiling somewhere.
Yeah,
a two-pad stack.
A bit of the barrel roll, too.
And you just throw technique out the window and find a way to get over there.
Just get hit by the thing. That's the goal.
Get in the way.
Jesper Matala works it in behind the goal. Here's Davies on it. Finland won the last meeting 6-0 back in 2022. There's a hard shot pounded wide by Vidismäki. Still loose. Tetlow up for Duggan. That's knocked down by Vidismäki. As Davies flips it back out. And the ice tilting a bit in Finland's direction here to start the second period. Next up here, it's Canada-Denmark. And the nightcap is Austria-Switzerland tonight.
Should be a good test for Canada. Denmark is the best of the rest.
Denmark beat Canada last meeting 2 years ago. In comes Liam Kirk. Winding in. Kirk has a look and rings it back around. Trying to find Perlini. Playing the German third league this year. Lehtinen up for Granlund. We talked about Lehtinen playing in Switzerland this year. A lot of Finnish players played in the KHL for years. They don't now. So they found their way to other pro leagues. As Puustinen looks ahead to Olli Mata. Now Granlund back on it. Spins that back to Mikko Lehtinen. Back trying to kick that free. Perlini gets a stick in there as well, but it's worked free by Helenius. Granlund throws it back in front. Bounds got a stick on that as Lehtinen was sneaking in. Kirk out to center ice trying to find Perlini. And Granlund races back for it. Throws it back in front. Great chance there for Posted and turned away point blank by Bounds. Another chance that's flipped wide by Helenius, and a penalty coming now to Great Britain. That'll be Evan Mosey who goes off as Helenius was taken down, and Finland gets its first power play.
Chance by Finland on the quick break. Granlund tracks it down, and he's such a good passer. How about that patience? Good drag by Puustinen, and there's a lot of 5-hole to hit. He just missed it, puts it in the right pad. Look at that 5-hole. and it's rattling around before it's cleared off the goal line. Right after that, the battle behind him, Mosey. To get his stick into the skates of Hellenius. Yeah. Not as much as you might think. He's just leaning on him. Hellenius kind of goes down, and a power play coming up for Finland as they want to try to stretch this out. One more will make things comfortable for Finland.
Finns were over 2 in that game against Czechia. Great Britain killed off all 4 Canadian power plays. That gentleman has been celebrating, by the way. This is midday for him. Actually, kind of late in the day for him. He's been omnipresent here in Prague this weekend. Lehtinen down to Granlund on the Finnish power play. Pakarinen for Granlund. Feeds that back to Lehtinen. To Granlund. Pakarinen parked in front. Granlund looking for him. Bounds got a stick on that bouncing puck, and it's sent down the ice by Bedridge.
When you move it that slowly, it's got to be a special kind of pass. Because everybody knows where you're going with it. Granlund trying to find the stick in front of the net. It's easier to defend.
Pakarinen lines in, feeds it back to Lehtinen. Lehtinen back down to Pakarinen. Pakarinen flips that back to Granlund. And Granlund works it back. Sapaino scores! Power play goal for Jiri Illa, and it's 3-0 Finland.
Special kind of pass. There it is. That was dropped onto a tee for Inela, and the one-timer. Granlund showing his hands. He's walking. Everyone knows the seam is there. He's got to get through multiple sticks. But Critchlow is just dragged over towards Oskinen enough that Granlund finds the seam and he floats it, lands it perfectly for the shot. And a good rip by Inela to get his first of the tournament.
Inela plays for Frölunda in the Swedish Hockey League, the perennial powerhouse. He actually led the Swedish League in playoff goals this year. He's a gold medalist for the Finns at the 2022 World Championship. Now Kaska feeds it back across to Puljujärvi, centers it. And that shot by Oxenden knocked away by Bounds.
Assisted by number 64, Mikael Granlund.
He plays it back around. Another Finnish helmet became dislodged as Puljujärvi gathers the puck up. Now moving in again, that was blocked by Phillips. At the point, Riikola fires it wide, moving up. And Sarajärvi, he got crunched by a couple of British players. And now lifted out by Ben O'Connor and back down to the Finnish zone. Actually a British helmet that became dislodged as Pool Shudra gets his bucket back.
The most recent chance, Oskinen's got lots of time. A pretty athletic save by Bounds. He's flying all over the place as Oxenden fans on the shot, so Bounds has to double clutch on his reaction to make the save.
Jackson Whistle was the starter yesterday against Canada. The native of Kelowna, BC, gets a shot against Canada.
Well, he's not going anywhere near the net in this game, I don't think.
No.
Mandatory day off. Look out.
A chance in front, flipped wide by Inela. Jarmaka. Looks down for Huru. That's taken away. Jarmaka works that back to Sarajärvi. Jarmaka back to Riikola. Jarmaka, long shot deflected just wide. Sarajärvi back on. Back he goes to Riikola. Sarajärvi going off.
Half off.
Picks up the puck. Riikola. Inela has it skip off his stick, pokes it back in. Huru to Inela. To Riikola. Back down to Inela, who has the most recent Finnish goal. Vidasmaki brings it back around. Jaska. Jaska danced around Critchlow. Broke his stick in the attempt. And played back in front, just missing that was Vidismaki. Jaska back in front, a quick chance there for Vidismaki again. The British feed it back out.
Hopefully enough to get everyone off the ice.
Shots are 7-0 Finland here in the second period. And two British players collide in the corner. Pakarinen had a stick broken.
Dow just slashed it in half, which is generally a penalty, but was not called.
Now Matala on it. Matala works in behind the goal, walks back out, moves it back in front, but the pass missed Bjornanen. And the British clears back out. Vidismaki for it. Back across to Lehtinen. Granlund. Chip there for Helenius, but the puck knocked away from him. There's two broken British sticks in their zone as Granlund winds in. With an obstacle course out there right now. Granlund navigates it. Feeds that back to Mata. Olli Mata. Pivots back and lays that back in deep, trying to find Puustinen with it. Now Granlund with the steal, moves it and shoots, Bounds the save, rebound, loose in front. Helenius couldn't reach that, and now Bounds doesn't have a goal stick. It was chipped back in front by O'Connor, which can be problematic.
You can allow it, you can move the goalie stick. Can't move a player stick.
You can't shoot the goalie stick, though. You can push it.
Yeah, you can slide it back to him.
But you can't, like, pass it to him. Now Mata hustling back as Kirk moves in on him. Here is Puljujärvi. Yes, and Puljujärvi with head of steam drops that back for Helenius. Helenius drops it back, takes a return pass, but it bounces away from him. So Helenius turned 18 yesterday. So an 06 born, eligible for the next 2 World Junior Championships. Already played one. Davies looks ahead for Halbert. Way back around. Critchlow tries to feed it back in for Davies. 3-1 now. Slovakia leading Kazakhstan in Ostrava as Puljujärvi works in. Oksanen winds that back to Riikola, teed up and hammered by Puljujärvi. Puljujärvi turned away by Bounds. Riikola goes back, and he managed to work it into an icing call. Lakovic disagrees.
Just. And this game has got that very typical Finnish feel where they just grind you into a pulp. And it's not flashy, not dynamic, but over the course of the game, they just take over. And Bounds now is having to be very sharp. Mentioned not a shot on net yet for Great Britain in the second period. All the play in the offensive end for Finland.
Last year, Finland did not win a medal in the top 3 men's competitions. The World Championship, the World Junior, the Under-18. That was the first time since 2012. They didn't win at least a medal in one of those competitions. And they haven't done it this year either. Out of the top 3 in both the Under-18s and the World Junior. You're just so used to them being so good internationally. As Riikola tees it up, and that shot deflects wide.
A lot of this for Great Britain. I know they're tired and they want changes, but the flip and change, you get the spin cycle, and it's right back in your own end. You have to try to find a way to make a pass and skate with it if you can. Easier said than done.
Now Phillips leaves it back for Nielsen. To O'Connor through the middle, and was chipped away by Jaska. Finland's got Norway tomorrow. Great Britain a day off, 2 days off actually. Plays Switzerland on Wednesday. Jaska works in, the backhand shot was blocked in front, still loose, And Nielsen couldn't knock that away. And the legs getting tired for Britain now. He played a high-paced game yesterday against Canada.
It's a lot of work to defend all the time. A lot easier to have the puck and find energy.
Granlund.
Here we go.
That poked away by Dowd. Off the bench comes Perlini. Perlini in, shoots! And the first save of the period is a breakaway stop. Now another, as Perlini is stopped by Larmi. So he had a pretty quiet 12 minutes, then faces a breakaway and a clear-cut chance on the rebound. Still 3-0 Finland here in Prague.
Down on the official IIHF through this QR code and then get ready for the fan panel because you will have a chance to vote on the fan of the game. Čekajte svojím fanouškami zápasu, stále si na oficiální aplikaci Expressu do materiálních modů a následně hlasujte, kdyby používali to QR kód a jste ve hře. Získáte všechny informace týkající se výsledky a teď
Well, a close chance there for Great Britain. Only a breakaway chance for Brett Perlini. Turned away by Emma Larmi, who had to re-enter the game.
There is the danger. You see Granlund get a little careless in the offensive blue line. When you have it so much, you think it's always going to be easy.
Right. In comes Kirk now. Liam Kirk back with it. Wheels that back in deep as Coach Peter Russell goes back with his top line here after the TV timeout. Perlini has that knocked away. Curran reaching for it. Now Perlini on it. The struggle for Peter Russell with putting together a lineup is, what do you do with your best offensive players? Do you spread them through the lineup or put them all in one line? He tends to put them all in one line, thinking that's their best chance to score.
And then play the heck out of them.
Yeah.
When appropriate.
Oxenden centers for Puljujärvi. Finns making a late change. There's Juuso Riikola off the bench. Shoot, scores! That might have gone straight in. But again, it's a point shot that generates the offense for Finland. And it's 4-0.
Similar theme, just no tip required. As Riikola gets Finland's 4th goal. And Puljujärvi kicks it over to him. But look at Riikola walk laterally and go back against the grain. And Ben Davies is right there. He's trying to get Hudu to stick, but when it's coming that soft, you got to do both. You got to check and block. And Davies would want to step in front of that so that Ben Bounds isn't fighting the traffic to find it.
That is Riikola's first goal at the World Championship. So 3 of the 4 goals for Finland being scored by players who get their first at the World Championship. They have 10 players playing in their first World Championship.
That's a big part of it. They have some new names.
Yeah.
At some point, you have to turn over that team that had the great run the last 5 years.
And Puljujärvi grabbed the puck for him. As Huru works in, shovels that one-handed towards the goal. You're not normally allowed to keep the puck. They have tracking devices in them. They're expensive.
Charge the Finnish Federation for it, right? You only get one.
By number 50, Juuso Riikola. Assisted by number 13, Jesse Puljujärvi.
That's why if the puck goes in the stands, they come down and take that puck away from you, give you a replica, which led to your famous brainwave a couple years ago to just make a run for it.
I figure the GPS turns off outside the building.
Yeah. You're stealing somebody who has a tracking device in it.
Can't track me down.
In the 90s, Fox tried to the Fox track puck, but those pucks were actually just cut in half with the device put in and then glued back together. And they were dead. They were dead, yeah.
That would not go over well. When the NHL tried to put theirs in, there was a fractional difference in weight and feel, and they recalled them all to get it just right.
Kirk drops that back to Phillips. And Phillips back for it. Kirk chips at that, and Curran sends it back down to the finish zone. 5.5 to go here in the opening period. We welcome those of you waking up in North America on this Mother's Day. Here's Lehtinen with it. Walks in, waits, drops it back for Mata. Olli Mata shoots, and Bounds makes the stop on that. Mata centers it. It's hammered wide by Jaska. Now Helenius pivots back. Back for Lehtinen. In for Mata. Back to Lehtinen. Puustinen down to Granlund. That skips off the stick. Puustinen back out. Helenius tied up. In comes Puustinen towards the goal. That was tipped high by Mata indeed.
Active defense is causing all kinds of problems for Great Britain in their own end.
Overloading the British hybrid swarm.
That's right. Gotta go to a standard swarm.
In comes Helenius, the puck at his feet. And Davies moves it back out. Husky back across to Riisanen. And Granlund chips it back down to the British zone. Puljujärvi on it. Centers a quick chance in tight. And Kapanen scores on the rebound. Oliver Kapanen's got his second. And it's 5-0 Finland.
Yes, Puljujärvi's having himself a night.
Yeah.
As Kapanen is the recipient of a very good forecheck from Puljujärvi. And playing with pace is something that takes work. And here comes Puljujärvi winding it up from his own blue line. But with that speed, he's able to get to the puck first. And then both Great Britain defensemen behind the net allows Kapanen to take 1, 2, 3 cracks at it. Josh Bash has got to hang on the good ice and not chase in behind. And Kapanen just too much time. Bounds makes 3 saves, but eventually gets past them.
So Puljujärvi a goal and 2 assists. And Kapanen's got a pair of goals. He's the captain in Kalpa. He finished SM Liga. And I believe his uncle Sammy is still a part owner of that team. Scott Hartman, I think, was part of that ownership group as well. Timo Timonen.
Oh, the Flyer connection?
Yeah. The Finnish league, by the way, does not have relegation. It has basically the right to relegate a team.
But not mandatory.
No, yeah, the Finnish directorate can decide if a team should be sent down. It hasn't happened since 2000.
Can you imagine if you're the first team to get sent down in 25 years?
By a vote of your fellow teams?
Oh, boy.
Riikola winds and shoots and pounds that wide. No offense, but... Sorry, Harvey sends it in.
We're better off without you in the league. Thanks for coming out.
Jarmika. Back to Riikola. Looking for a stick in front. That deflects wide. Lake back around. For Lakovitz plays that down. 26-7, the shots on goal in favor of Finland in a 5-0 second period lead.
The 2 shots were a breakaway and then a breakaway rebound.
Yeah.
Quick succession for Great Britain.
Slovakia, by the way, a 4-1 lead on Kazakhstan in the second period in Ostrava. Phillips for O'Connor. And that's off the stick. Up and out of play. 2:15 to go here in the second period. .2:15 to go here in the second period. Finland's opening up here with 4 goals to take a 5-0 lead. Another really good crowd here. Noon start on a beautiful Sunday afternoon in Prague.
Essentially a sellout. They're rolling through basically 50,000 fans for these triple header days.
They set the attendance record in 2015, also hosted by Prague and Ostrava.
And Ostrava is about 9,000, 9 or 10?
I think so, yeah. It would depend. The World Championship has more what they call seat kills for media tribunes and camera locations, things like that. And of course the car in the corner.
2 cars.
Yeah. Jornanen plays it back around. And back at the point is Lehtinen. Mikko Lehtinen trying to throw it back in front. Here's Lake with it. And Ben Lake tries to move it back out. Stolen by Jaska. Hammers that wide. Granlund picks up the bouncing puck, slides it back to Mata with a shot, scores! Olli Mata. That's his first goal at a World Championship.
Shot it like he scored a whole bunch. And Finland just winning all the physical battles. Great Britain just running out of gas. Granlund jumps off the bench, and Bounds is cheating to his glove because he knows he's got Millennia standing all by himself on the back door, so Mata can look off the pass. And watch Bounds, he's cheating. Lots of room on the short side. And his first body movement is to his left, not to his right. And Olli Mata.
Yeah.
He's been a good player. You know, I think when he first got to the NHL, I thought would be a dynamic offensive player. He's not that. He's just a steady, stay-at-home guy who cares a lot, plays super hard.
Spent a couple of years in London Knights in the OHL and played young for Pittsburgh. Had a number of neck issues that derailed him in both Pittsburgh and Chicago, then to LA, now in Detroit.
Done some winning, won a cup in Pitt. Granlund with another assist. But it's, you know, Finland's in the offensive zone, they're changing players, and Great Britain just standing, searching for oxygen.
So as uplifting as the game against Canada was, deflating today, a 5-goal second period for the Finns.
I've always marveled, though, at Great Britain, the whole in France, whoever it is, that they are able to really shake off tough defeats. You know, it gets to be 6-0, 8-0, whatever.
Richland throws that back in front. That's frozen by Larmy.
Well, he keeps it going.
Well, when you played in Division 1B.
Right. You have a sense of perspective of things, perhaps.
And we've talked about the fact they're playing in a different tournament than Finland. Finland's here to try to win a medal, probably a gold. Great Britain is here to stay in the top division.
They got 2 big games.
Yep.
The last 2.
There's Kasky, a long shot, hit Granlund. In Granlund's equipment, was fished out there by Shudra. Did some surgery on Granlund to pick it out. And Granlund's limping back to the Finnish bench.
Something mindful. I wonder if that's the shot that hit him on the way in more so than the jabs that trying to get the puck out from under him. You want to score, it's where you got to go. Oh, it's the cross check as well as the puck to the midsection.
And then this.
Yeah, that stuff's not as... That's more annoying than painful. And if you don't want them to do it, blow the whistle.
Right.
You're going to sit on the puck, I'm going to go try to get it.
Right. So Finland needed some offense and found it in the second period. Scoring 5 times for a 6-0 lead after 20 of the 2024 World Hockey Championship here in Prague.
Finsko Velká Británie 6-0.
That's exactly what the fans are hoping for. 5 goals in the second period. Congratulations to Finland. 1 more period to go. And a thrilling game here in the Prague Arena in 2024 IIHF World Championship. We're about to begin with the intermission program, and then will be a quiz. And you will need the official IIHF app. So download it and see you soon. Now, let's check out the amazing statistics.
Ottiko? Kiekko vai? Kala. Mihin tulee?
Partner mistrů světa ve fandění. Raiffeisenbank, samozřejmě.
A nyní prosím, polipte nevěst.
Team Great Britain.
Through this QR code and get ready for a fan battle because you will have a chance to vote.
Come on! 1, 2, 3, go! 94! Get in! Get in! 94! 41! Get in!
He was outside. He was outside. He was outside. Hey, hey, hey! Hey! Broke my stick! Too late!
traditional 2021 World Championship, you see that that was 7 goals in 7 games. And you were right. And the final question, the third one. Which of the following countries do not participate at this 2024 IIHF World Championship? It is Finland, Great Britain, Kazakhstan, or Italy. 4 options, it's up to you to decide. 3 more seconds to go, and the prize will be ready for one of you. You are right, there are no Italian fans, unfortunately, but maybe they'll come. Okay, now we're ready for a winner. And we will see. There's a winner, Radim Sokor. Congratulations to you, Radim. And you should collect your prizes at the information desk behind the section 101. Congratulations to you, Radim. You are a quiz winner. And the next quiz will be here during the second game of today's calendar here, the 2024 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. Well, St. Joe's for Finland, that is amazing, and 27 shots. So we will see if the Finland will increase their lead and score even more goals. And we're following the game. Slovakia, Kazakhstan, Slovakia in the lead 4-1. Congratulations, sir, Slovak brothers. Enjoy your time in Australia, and we hope that we're going to meet you here in the Prague Arena, that you will qualify for the quarterfinals and live your dream for a medal here at the 2024 IIHF World Championship. But back to our game in the Prague Arena, we're about to check out the highlights of the second period. And now, please welcome back on ice, Team Finland. And also, here is your Team Great Britain.
Puljujärvi with a goal and 2 assists, +4 the game so far, as Finland has a 6-0 lead on Great Britain through 2 periods of play. The Finns Trying to get their first win. They have an overtime loss, so 1 point for that.
You start trying to shuffle out the standings as they go forward here, and the assumption is the top 4 will likely get 12 points against the bottom 4. And, and if they don't, then you start chopping it up. But it'll come down to Switzerland, Czechia, Canada, Finland, how they do against each other.
The Czechs will play their quarterfinal here no matter what. So if they were to finish 3rd, the second place team would have to travel to Ostrava for the quarter.
If you want to stay put in Prague, you got to come first.
And if you've ever been here, that's a good incentive.
For a lot of different reasons. Practicality of not having to travel back and forth for the quarter then to the semi, but other lifestyle considerations.
It's under 4 hours by train from here to Ostrava, or a bus ride. Dowd up for Nielsen, shoots, and an early shot there for Cade Nielsen, stopped by Emil Larmi.
And you wonder the motivation for Larmi in that how much the goalie rotation is settled. Now, Satari was fantastic in the first game. Obviously, he pitched a shutout as well. But, you know, you don't know if they are committed to having Satari be the guy going forward.
Right.
He's got something to play for, be sharp all the way to the end of the game.
Satari is not dressed as the backup today. And Jukka Jalonen, the veteran coach for Finland, has not been afraid to switch in mid-tournament. Doesn't usually in mid-game. Hasn't had cause to a lot, but even if Finland's on the wrong end of a one-sided score, he has tended to stick with his starter. Liam Kirk, across to Halbert, centers it. And that deflection attempt by Curran was blocked and sent back to center ice. Curran being harassed there by Huru. Centering pass, Curran trying to find Critchlow with that. Critchlow, the native of Summerside PEI, throws that towards the front. Mentioned 5 Canadian-born players in this British team. So on the men's side for the IIHF, if you've not played internationally for a country before, because that's stolen by Jormaka. Back to Sarajärvi, winds and shoots, tipped just wide of the goal by Inola.
Should have been in the back of the net.
Yeah. If you've not played internationally before, you have to A, have a passport for your new countries, whatever their passport rules are, as Inola works in. And you must play in their league in that country for 2 consecutive years to qualify. If you have played internationally for another country, then it's 4 years. The women's rules are slightly different.
Especially around Olympic time, if you're whatever, Italian, and you see the Olympics are going to be in Italy, then you see guys timing out their passport control.
And that's happening. There's a number of Canadians that of Italian descent who have played in the Italian league the last couple of years and want to play in the Olympics. Mike Keenan is their national team coach now.
I mean, why not? What an incredible once-in-a-lifetime experience.
But Peter Russell made the point before this game. These guys play because they love it. It's not a full-time living in their professional league for the most part.
So no great financial reward coming to this tournament.
No. Dave Nielsen back with it. You mentioned Great Britain beat Italy to advance from Division 1A last year. Mike Hammond, who was one of their goal scorers in that game, passed away in a car accident last summer. Was followed a couple months later by the tragic death of American Adam Johnson in a elite international league game. As there's a tripping call now to Lake, as he'll go off again, and Finland gets a power play here early in the 3rd.
Lake's frustrated because he was tripped in the offensive zone by the same guy he's going to take a penalty on right here. Well, not little. That's a good cross check to the back of Hellenius, but Hellenius had tripped him in the other end. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Well, the first one, I wouldn't be back here playing defense. I'd be on the power play. The power play goes to work. Not been a lot of penalties in this game. 3rd power play Second power play for Finland.
Puustinen lays that back down on the Finnish power play. Puljujärvi back to Puustinen. Shoots, and a pad save made by Bounds. He will score a power play goal for the Finns in the second period.
Nice to see Helenius get one.
There he is, Konsta Helenius. 18 years old and a day. Feeds it back to Kaski. Puustinen. Slides that back to Kaski. To Puustinen. Sends it back in front, just missed. Jormika with that pass. Now Helenius. Drops that back to Kaski. For Helenius, centers it. Jormika plays it across. Puustinen turned away by Bounds, who lunged at that puck.
Really nice feed from Jormika, having a sense in the bumper to get it to the back door. Oh boy,
look out.
Casual drop pass. I mean, Larry likes to play the puck. We've seen that in the game, but not quite that much.
Might not have been expecting that one. Granlund dances in, drops that off to Oxenden. Littinen for Granlund. Back in front, off the goalpost goes Oxenden. Inala swings it back down to Pekarinen. Granlund
having a hard time handling that guy right there.
Oxenden.
He's so open on both sides.
Here's Granlund back with it. Plays it back. Oxenden, hard shot, and Bounds makes the save on that.
You know what? It's fun to watch. Not if you're a Great Britain fan, but just watching a great passer finding open ice, and the passer and the shooter on the same page. If Puistinen pucks a little bit in front of him, Bounds gets across to get a nice save. But these ones, as Oxenden just teeing up one-timers, one off the post. Granlund just so shifty, moving the defenders around with his stick and his eyes.
So the Brits kill off that Finnish power play. Mentioned Britain gets a couple of days off before playing Switzerland.
We're gonna be thinking, when do we get through this murderer's row to start the tournament?
Right. Well, as you mentioned, they're building towards their last two games against Norway and Austria. That long shooting knocked down by Bounds.
They would think.
Now played back across. Bjornen drops it back, and Kaski turned away in tight by Bounds.
We maybe think against Denmark they have a puncher's chance there. They are some great goaltending, but yeah, it's those last two games for sure. As Finland is starting to show their offensive form as the checking has got slower and less effective. Can't accuse anyone of running up the score. They're just rolling four lines and four D pairs.
Puljujärvi slides that back to Kaski. Across he goes. That long shot glove by Bounds. It was deflected in front. Point shot by Riisanen.
Bounds has seen just about enough of those tips in front.
6-0. Finland leads here in the third.
And now it's your opportunity to cheer with Pilsner Urquell. Get ready for the cheers. On the giant screen in the middle of Prague Arena, we will see two Pilsner Urquell glasses. Grab yours and show us how to cheer. They're looking for the proper competitor that will cheer. Are you here? Okay. Now cheer glasses. Turn around. You can do whatever you want. Okay. It's Mr. Belly. Thank you so much for joining us. You're cheering perfectly. And you can collect your prize in the official fan zone in the green tag. You won 2 beverages and also 2 home tickets.
On a beautiful Sunday in Prague, O2 Arena is packed yet again. 3 games here today. Coming up next, Canada, Denmark, then Austria, Switzerland tonight. Tomorrow night, the Czechs, the host team, will take on the Swiss. It should be a lively night here. Now Prague with a backhand shot, and Larmy makes the stop on that.
Perlini, you looked at him to grab one. He had the clear-cut breakaway in the second period, and it's not like he didn't score a bunch playing in Halle. 24 goals and 53 points in just 38 games, albeit Division 3, but nonetheless, plenty of offense from Perlini.
Boosted it up for Granlund, and Helenius had that backhand shot swatted away by Bounds. Here's Granlund back with it. The Finnish captain feeds it back in front with a chance for Lehtinen, scores. Mikko Lehtinen makes it 7-0.
First line connects again. They've been on the ice for a lot of goals for in this afternoon's game as Lehtinen jumps on a loose puck. Helenius slides for the open puck, and that's what draws current to him. And as it goes through the check, Lehtinen's hanging on the back door to go short side post, right up and under the bar. The extra point on it, and that is another assist for Granlund. That's a 4-pack, I think, in this game.
Yep.
And has been distributing it nicely all afternoon.
Had a pretty good offensive year for a San Jose team that struggled.
60 points in San Jose this year. That's the equivalent of...
He had 48 assists.
It's like 80 on a good team. He wasn't playing with a bunch of natural goal scorers.
Lehtinen flips that wide. That's his 8th career goal in the World Championship. He's been very productive for the Finns. Lehtinen back across to Granlund. Therefore, Lehtinen. Granlund back with it. Slides that back down. Great pass for Helenius. Put that wide. He's trying to find a stick. Posted it in front. And you wonder how much Helenius will defer to his more experienced teammates.
If they sense it, they should be reminding him every time, do not. Just play. Don't force it. Don't give me anything. Don't pass it to me. Just play. Because it is your tendency when you get with an experienced guy, a guy you've looked up to, and the captain that you're playing with, to get him the puck when you can. Schuster just had his helmet pop off in a collision. Gotta get those chin straps done up, Gord. It's always been a pet peeve of mine.
Yes, because Mike, you always had yours done up military style. No room for movement in your chin strap.
Right.
Yeah,
that is exactly right.
For those of you watching Canada, the US, or Europe, Google Mike Johnson, click images, and check out that dangling necklace of a chin strap you wore.
I was, in fact, kicked off the ice twice in the same game at the World Championships for my chin strap being too loose. Even after tightening it, it was still too loose. Not a penalty, just forced to go off the ice.
I think now you get sent off once.
Second one probably should be a penalty,
Second
really.
one's a penalty.
The double warning system clearly did not take.
Well, from experience, it doesn't with you. I've tried. Jasper centers it. And Bjornen has that knocked away. Dowd puts it back to center ice. 7-0 Finland with the lead. As Jaska moves in, but the play's offside. at the British blue line.
You see Shudra. Oh, he got the stick. Oh, I think a Hudu's stick hit his face. Watch 57. Yes, that's a high stick, actually. Have to be in control of your own stick, even if you are getting hit. And that's insult to injury in a 7-0 game to catch a stray high stick in the third period.
Pass ahead to Aki Oksinen, who's played in 3 different European leagues the last 3 years. His Bounds knocked that away. Now a chance on the side of the goal.
Good
Great
save.
stop on Puljujarvi by Bounds. What a stop that was.
Puljujarvi smiling after that one. Bounds takes it away. Puljujarvi was just camped out at the far post. Send it over here. Anything over here, and he gets it. Elevates. Oh, man. It's saved by Bounds. That's one when Puljujarvi will look back. He said, okay, if I shoot this anywhere else, it's in. I can fan on it on the ice. It would go in. If I put it under the bar, it would go in. The only place that it would not was mid-net where I shot it.
There's Lackowitz with it. Walks it and shoots, and Army got a piece of that to knock it away.
Oh, Veterich slumped off the ice after a heavy hit.
There's Kapanen with a pair of goals this afternoon. It's a noon local start. Lehtinen shoots, that goes wide.
So Great Britain has the rest of this day and the next 2 days off.
Yep.
Oof, they better have a good practice in a couple days. There's been a...
The light is green.
That's an advanced green. There's Jesse Puljujarvi's work in this game. But a tip goal. Assist on a drifter by Riikola. This was a better one. Forecheck. Turnover for Kapanen. He might be a player that could draw some real positive confidence going forward into next season with a good performance here. Puljujarvi hasn't had a whole bunch go easy for him.
No.
Since getting drafted.
Yeah, he was picked 4th overall by Edmonton. They put him in the lineup right away. They had no other Finnish speakers on their roster. Puljujarvi didn't speak English very well.
It would be a lonely existence.
When he shoots, that's blocked. Then he had the hip issues. He actually went back to Europe, kind of reset his game. Went back to Edmonton. Forget how dominant he was at the 2016 World Junior. He and Patrick Laine.
Sebastian Aho, wasn't that the trio?
Yeah, Rantanen was part of that too.
And maybe he won't morph into the high-scoring winger, but he checks pretty well. His underlying numbers have always been sneaky strong defensively.
Yeah.
Maybe getting out of Edmonton and just removing those expectations, not only from Edmonton to him, but him onto himself.
Rope Hintz is part of that team as well.
Golden goal?
Yeah. Golden goal by Kasperi Kapanen in Helsinki. Ooh. Oh, yeah. That celebration might still be ongoing for all we know.
Added to the happiness scale in Finland.
Yes. Now back it bounces to Riikola. And Riikola shoots. That's knocked away by Bounds. Although, you could debate in Finland which one was better. That one at home or 2014 in Sweden?
Oh, there's no question in Sweden.
Yeah.
They would take the...
That was the Rasmus Ristolainen golden goal.
Their arch rival in their home rink.
Finland's first ever World Championship win was in 1995 in Stockholm. They were coached by a Swede. And Finnish fans ran rampant in Stockholm for days.
And this tournament next year will be
in Denmark. And Sweden. So it's Herning, Denmark, and Stockholm. Then it's in Switzerland. That is Fribourg and Zurich.
Which it was supposed to be when it was canceled the 1 year that we missed.
Then it's in Germany. And then the IIHF was going to vote on 2028, but the other competing bids have withdrawn, so it's going to be Paris and Lyon.
Oh my.
In 2028.
2028, you say. Okay.
Players are already playing to miss the playoffs in 2028. Lyon is spectacular. I mean, everyone knows Paris, but
yeah,
it's
that would be something.
Right in the heart of France.
Let's see if we can't find our way to that tournament.
Fritzl, a long shot that goes wide. Paris co-hosted with Cologne a few years ago.
Would be a lot of guys not minding an early training camp. Get over to Paris for a couple exhibition games.
Oskar moves up. We mentioned 3 different European leagues in 3 years. He might be looking to change again because the Swedish team, Oskarshamn, was relegated. There's a long shot. Score! Olli Meta! Not sure if Kapanen got a piece of that. And if it is, it's a hat-trick goal for Oliver Kapanen.
He's obviously working on the tip drill. What a game for Oliver Kapanen. Even in a blowout, 3 is 3. We'll take it. Oh, wow. Richardson behind him. Oh, my goodness. That is an unbelievably good tip. His first goal was also an exceptional tip. This one might be better. Pulling it back and right under the bar down. Don't think that one was above the crossbar at all. As Ben Lake having a quick chat with the official. Well, Finland was hoping that their offense would get healthy after being shut out in their first game. It has. And apparently, point shots, which are generally thought to be a low percentage offensive decision, are not that when you have guys that get the touch of all the pucks going into the net. That's Ben Lake. Has had enough.
That's his hat trick. His third penalty of the game. 8-0 Finland leads.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear hockey fans, amazing number once again. The attendance here at the Prague Arena of the game, Finland and Great Britain, 15,433!
Now it's time for another showtime. And this time will be for the sports finish cousin. Are you ready? The stairs are only yours. You can start in 3, 2, 1, let's go!
Finland's going back to the power play here at 8-0. Oliver Kapanen has a hat trick already. By the way, a Finnish broadcaster informs me that there has been promotion this year in the Finnish league. The Finnish governors have voted to promote IIHF Hämeenlinna, but no one's relegated.
Scoring the game.
Going up to a 16-team league.
Seems like an appropriately round number. This is still, that's where things get a little tricky, right?
Right.
8-0, but you do need to practice your power play. And the first unit is out there right now for Finland.
Now, contrary to common belief, overall goal difference is not a tiebreaker at any state in this tournament. It's only goal difference between tied teams. And you're still tied then. As Inla shoots, it goes record between the tied teams, goal difference, then goals for between the tied teams, goals against. And then if you're still tied, which would be rare, goal difference against the next best team in your group. But overall goal difference is not a tiebreaker. So this result would not figure into any tie-breaking scenario.
Running it up doesn't really help you because you're never going to be tied with the team you're running it up against.
Right. Now, if you were playing Canada, for example, you want as many goals as possible.
And you want your 9th goal.
Sure.
I think what they want is practice.
Granlund puts it back in front. Oxenden knocks that back for Inola. Lets it in for Inola. Shoots, but that was blocked.
That's a gutsy block.
That's Tetlow in front, got in the way of that.
That would not feel good.
No.
And at this point, Great Britain wants running time. Inola's already scored a goal just like this. No look, seam pass. That time he was not able to elevate it. The first time was a softer pass. Softer, easier to get up in the air. That one harder, tougher to one time, and $3 for $1 for Inola. Putting puck after puck to the net.
Another reason Great Britain wants running time here is the big game is in about 3 hours.
I think you're talking about football?
Manchester United versus Arsenal.
That's a big game for the supporters of those clubs, you being one of them. Man United is not involved in any big games right now in the Premiership, I would think, no?
No.
They have had a miserable year.
It's awful to see. It's tragic when you see how bad Manchester United is.
Like, historically bad, right?
Yeah, it brings a tear to your eye. Not
You're
one
being
bit.
facetious,
I
but...
am. As an Arsenal fan, they're not, you don't even hate them anymore because they're so bad.
For someone who grew up, like me, discovering the Premiership as Man United had their best years, it seems strange.
Yeah. Yeah, so Arsenal still battling Manchester City for the lead. And
when was the last time the Gunners won the league? Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp years?
They've won a bunch of FA Cups since then. But yeah, that'll be a big evening tonight. Bjornen moves in, shoots! That's blocked by Bounds.
So if you don't show up for the 3rd game, I know where you're at. Somewhere watching the soccer game. 20 years since Arsenal.
04? Really?
Go.
Well,
and you call yourself a fan?
No, but they've won like the Champions League since then. They've won the FA Cup.
They've won the Champions League in the last 20 years? Arsenal? Look at our research department on that.
That'd be me. Now Liam Kirk working in, has it knocked away.
It's funny, we think about Finland starting this tournament. Coming this game, they lost the first game. They're going to go through 2 games without getting scored.
Yeah.
Which, if that happened to any other country, you'd be like, this is an incredible start.
Yeah.
But for Finland, it's almost par for the course. Sort of what they do. They may have off nights offensively. They rarely have off nights defensively.
No, that's.
Ouch!
Look out!
Ouch!
Inola goes flying in.
Hopefully he got his hands up. He's not reacting like that hurt too much. That should be a penalty on Sam Jones. Just missed the corner bar. No penalty kill is
right.
Maybe the referee's having a little mercy.
That was fortunate. Could have been much worse.
If that was his chin hitting the post, that would have been a nasty gash. Granlund leans into the draw. 4-point night for the captain.
Yes.
He does it all moving in a comfortable speed. Not a guy who blows you away with pace, but with brain in his hands.
Critchlow with it. Play called at the finish line. 2:39 to go here in the 3rd period. Finland an 8-0 lead.
And in this format, we're gonna play rock, paper, scissors with Tadash from the Czech Republic and with Emma from Finland. Are you ready? Let's go for the first round. So, rock, paper, scissors. Okay, checking leads the game. 1-0. Again, rock, paper, scissors. Okay, 1-1. Again, rock, paper, scissors. Again, rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Okay, and Molly again. Let's go. Another round. Rock, paper, scissors. 2-2. Rock, paper, scissors. Again. Rock, paper, scissors. And Anna is our champion! Remember, now it will be your turn. Which card do you want to choose?
2:39 to go here in Prague. Still to come, Canada and Denmark are next. Denmark won the last meeting against Canada. 3-2.
Canada was just okay, they would have said yesterday. They weren't delighted with how they played.
Yeah.
Not stressed about it, but know that they have much better in them. And for the next step, looks like John Tavares, the captain.
Yeah, small Nordic countries have given Canada trouble in recent years. Norway beat them last year. Denmark the year before. Here's Davies with it. As we mentioned for Britain, their big games are next week.
Yep. They keep their spirits up, their energies up.
Big pass for Granlund. Took a bit of a whack on the hands there, wasn't happy about it. Granlund was the 9th overall pick to Minnesota in 2010.
Sneaky, pretty good career though. He's probably get to 600 career points next year. He's 3 years away from 1,000 games. There will always be room for players that are smart like him.
He was kind of the hallmark of a Minnesota player, wasn't he? Like, just really consistent.
Right.
Not flashy.
Not the flashiest, not the best, but just really good. Kind of like the Wild have been for a long time.
One shot by Jones is blocked.
I wonder how his experience in San Jose would have been this year. It'd be a bit of a tough year.
Yeah, that was I mean, because they didn't just lose a lot, they lost bad. I mean, there was a lot of nights where it got out of hand for San Jose.
Their goal differential get to 100 in the wrong direction.
Jordan shoots, that's blocked. And then we got a penalty in front. This is Halbert into it with Yaska.
Surprised, well, there hasn't been much of this at all in the game that's going to come out with 50 seconds left. At this point, you're almost thinking, what is the point? Getting too fired up. There's the penalty. Yaska gets his stick up. Halbert comes back with a little shove, and they both go.
Finland, number 15, 2 minutes, high stake. Team Great Britain on the 79, 2 minutes, Croatia. Keep on playing 5-on-5.
Stay 5-on-5 as we're getting used to that. Instinctively, I always still go to 4-on-4, but 5-on-5 with coincidental minors.
And again, we've made this point in a number of instances, not just, not going to 4-on-4, the contact rules. These rules apply in all divisions, and in some of the lower divisions, there are some real mismatches in terms of size, ability, and so player protection, also under 18s, player protection becomes paramount, and in some levels, 4-on-4 would be a turkey shoot for some good teams against bad teams.
Right.
Number 15.
You should see some of the scores from like Division.
Well, we saw
2B,
one the other day, like a month ago. What was it?
52-0.
69 to something. Yeah. Even hard to imagine.
Yeah.
We're gonna put you in net next.
I was. That's why it was 60. So the Finns didn't score against the Czechs, but put up an 8th spot against Britain. And they have a win and one overtime loss for 4 points. Great Britain drops to 0-2. Finland will play Norway on Monday. Great Britain gets a couple of days off and play Switzerland on Wednesday.
What a great Sunday afternoon for all the Finnish Reds. First 3 points and a victory for special. Thank you so much, Great Britain! The best players of each team will be awarded by IIHF International, official sponsor of the 2024 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. The prizes will be presented by CEO of Finnish Ice Hockey Association, Sami Kauhanen, and the General Secretary of the Ice Hockey UK, Mr. Andy French. Best player of Team Great Britain, number 74, Ollie Batteridge. Best player of Team Finland, number 27, Oliver Kapanen. Dear all, please rise if you're able to for the national anthem of winning team, Team Finland. Dear friends, here in the Prague Arena, the 2024 IIHF World Championship. Thank you so much for joining us here for the first game of today's schedule between Finland and Great Britain. You were truly amazing. More than 50,000 of you. In case you have tickets for next games, we still kindly ask you to exit the arena and re-enter the arena. In case you're not a ticket holders for our next game, enjoy your time at the official fan zone that is located outside of the arena and celebrate as I celebrate also Great Britain and Finland. As you can see, 20:04 p.m. it will be a game Denmark with Canada. And later on, 20:20 p.m. or 20. So it will be an Alps derby between Austria and Switzerland. This is our schedule. Thank you so much for joining us. We will begin 20:04 p.m. Dámy a pánové, díky moc, že jste dorazili na dnešní utkání. Děkujeme všem, kteří podporovali Velkou Británii a také suverénní Finsko. Cítím, že vám lístí na další zápas na utkání Dánsko-Kanada. Žádáme vás, abyste opustili arénu a vstoupili znovu. V případě, že ne, užijte si neděli ve fanzóně a budeme rádi za to, když se uvidíme zpět zde na dalším utkání mistrovství světa IIHF v Lednu. Krásný zbytek odpoledne a za chvíli na viděnou!
Robert, ahead of this game, your coach said your team knew Finland would present a challenge, but did they present as much of a challenge as you perhaps anticipated?
Yeah, they were excellent, obviously, today. We knew we were massive. It was going to be a big game for us, and we knew we were going to be against the wall from the start. But they were excellent one-on-one battles, and they took advantage of us when we ran out of steam a little bit in that second period. They took it to us and scored, I think it was 5 goals. That's tough to kind of contain them after that and keep spirits high.
As captain of the team, what's the message to your roster, and how do you help shake off a tough defeat like this?
These aren't the games, these first couple of games aren't the games that are going to keep us at this level. We're trying to stay at this level, that's our goal here. We're not coming here silly thinking we're going to go for medals or anything like that. We just want to stay at this level, so these first few games are just to build into the end, so to those last couple of games where we want to try and steal some wins.
Great Britain now has 2 days off before your next game. What's the plan? To enjoy some time off in Prague?
Absolutely, head into Prague and relax for a little bit.
Awesome. Yes.
Thank you.
Finland wasn't able to find the back of the net in your opening game against Czechia, but 8 goals in this game. What was the key to a very productive offense?
First game was pretty tight, and we didn't have very much scoring chances, but today we get the scoring open, and maybe just confidence, and everything went well today.
You record the hat trick, your first 3 goals with the Finnish senior national team. It gives Finland its first win of the tournament. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, there's not many hat tricks in my career, so I take that. Yeah, it's gonna give me a lot of confidence, and for the team too, it's a great win, 8 goals, and it's a great way to start the tournament again.
And you are the nephew of Sami Kapanen, who broadcasts in this arena throughout the tournament at times. Have you spent any time together during this tournament so far?
Yeah, we had yesterday some TV commercial filming, and but not much yet. We'll see what happened.
How much confidence does an 8-0 win give your team today?
No, antoi se paljon meille, että 8 maalia ja laajalta rintamalta tehtiin kuitenkin maaleja. Että antaa varmasti paljon luottoa meille ja tästä jatkaa eteenpäin.
Oliver, thank you.
Thank you.